Well, for our first installment, thought we'd just kind of go over some of the things that we're planting in our garden this year. We've got some green beans and some radishes. We got some banana peppers going in and red variety jalapenos, which of course you can harvest while green first. We got a whole bunch, about 72 heads of bib lettuce already started. We'll show you that in a moment. We got a lot of tarragon and basil, just a bunch of herbs, some chives and other things. We have some specialty seed packets, which for like parsley, purple curl leaf parsley, and some sweet basil. We got a bunch of green onions, some thyme, and more rosemary. We really like our herbs. We have a different kind of radish here. French, they get kind of long, and more green onions. Before we go much more, we don't really have a greenhouse or anything, but we do have a back porch that's all screened in with this northern exposure to a southern exposure. And we have actually, our neighbor put up a fence recently, but we still get plenty of sun even on this southern exposure over here. And what we did is we started out seeding in pots with the sun just coming up like this, and boy, this stuff was just getting kind of expensive. Didn't know what to do. We've been kind of looking around on the internet and stuff, but it's working. But we were hoping to find something a little bit cheaper, and we really want a little bit more of a greenhouse effect. Here's some basil. I forgot to mention over here in these two pots, that's cilantro. These two haven't quite germinated yet, but that's our Italian purple leaf parsley and I don't remember what else. See, we don't label anything. We're pretty amateur about this. But then we were looking around and came across this video. I'll put a link in the notes. A guy uses these cups, just cheap. We get like 20 of them for $1 at the dollar store. Put a few holes in it, and you know, that was such a solution. One of those little epiphany moments. And then, as I've said, we really wanted a greenhouse, so we're getting washed out in the light. Let's see if we can get a little bit better here. We put saran wrap over the top, and I stole some of my daughter's little headbands or ponytails there, and I don't know if you can really see. I'm gonna try it on this one. You might come over to this one. Hopefully you get there. You can see the steam coming up from the soil and the water in there, coming up real good. So we're going to get our soil temperatures high enough. Sorry for the messy house. We bought this, found it at the dollar store. It's $4. It's 72 little things. We mentioned our bib lettuce. You can probably even see when the moisture drops on top of those leaves. We got a whole bunch of it. And then on these last the last two on the left there are the jalapenos, and these two times 6 are the banana peppers, and all the rest is bib lettuce. We're going to try to grow them indoors this year because, well, we don't want the bugs to eat it, and we get a little hot with a whole lot of sun. We really don't get much reprieve from it. I'll show you a little bit of the garden real fast. Whole bunch of flowers, brings the bees in. We got one sole radish right in the middle that transplanted. It was getting eaten by bugs and doing better over here. We planted different peppers, hot peppers, kind of in that little circle underneath some fertilizer. They're only just now starting to sprout. Our sprouts coming out of the little greenhouse came up in about 2 days, and these have taken almost a month to come up. So in the future, greenhouses, even if you make them cheap, really cheap, with a little saran wrap, Makes a big difference. Here's our tomatoes. Sorry for the traffic. We have a hybrid, I think they're called Better Boy tomatoes. We have 6 total. We put one in a bucket to experiment, see how it would do, the root system and how big it would get. Let some of them hang out. All around the border we have staggered plantings of radishes because, well, we like radishes. At $1 for about 8 little radishes in the grocery store just is no fun. If you look, we can see here's another row starting to come up. We planted that about 5 days ago. These are about 2 weeks, and these right here are almost ready for harvest. The tops are starting to come out. We just mounded these 2 tomatoes to try to get a better root ball system on them. Trimmed off some of the, oops, I hope that didn't do much. Edited out if I remember. We clipped off some of the lower branches, mounded it, put some nitrogen pellet food, buried it, and hopefully we'll get a really big growth out of it. We have 3 rows of red onions. We have basil. We've never ran into any predators that have ever eaten basil before, and guess what? This year we've got ants eating them, so we put a little ant pellet down, or not pellet, but powder, and hopefully that'll get them. It's the only chemical we're using. It's certified organic, and I hope it works. We're not organic people, but we'll do what we can if it's not too much on the money. We have a row of carrots in here. Time for weeding. And in the back is all of our tarragons starting to come up. See if I can get a kind of close up on one of the bigger ones. And then over here is our biggest planting bed, and this is where we're going to put some of our hot pepper plants in the back corner. These 3 are bell peppers, specifically red bell peppers. Don't remember the hybrid. It's supposed to get pretty big. We'll find out. Got another row of carrots right along here, and on the back we're going to put some more of the red onions. And on the front we of course got more radishes. This isn't really all that we're planting, but we're working on it. And we have, again, more flowers. We like flowers. We have tons and tons of flowers. Here's part of our little arbor that our ivy destroys every year. And come around. Did I mention we like flowers? We have, this is our sweet peas. Some of them are just starting to bud out for flowering. We're looking forward to a very big harvest this year. And our roses are up. And we have a nice hosta which will start to flower soon. And on the other side of that little fence we have another kind of large, about 5 by 5 planting area that will do more radishes, carrots, etc. Hope you enjoyed.